I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think this is going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Greetings. Happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you're all having a lovely afternoon. Hope you all had a nice Tuesday night. And I need to start by apologizing to Chris. Did you watch the video I uploaded last night, Chris?
I watched a little bit of it this morning and I got sidetracked and I finished it. But I know what you're about to apologize for. I was going to ask you about it. We just didn't get a chance before the show.
I thought it was 232.5. I didn't even realize. So what we're talking about is on the show yesterday, I tailed one of Chris' bets. I tailed a Rockets Hawks under. And on the show, I was like, and I went 3-2, but I went 3-3 because of the bet I tailed for Chris. That bet actually won. So I called Chris' bet a loss that actually won. It was 235.5. It landed on 235. So it was actually a winner. So yeah, apologies. That did win.
I also think I deserve an apology because my first quarter bets did well yesterday, and I feel like I made a lot of fun of.
I'm worried that you're a bad influence because I have people in my group sharing first quarter bets with check marks in the group, and I almost wanted to mute them for like a 24-hour mute.
Yeah. Dude, people in your group are making money. That sucks. That's terrible.
It's not about the money. It's about the pride. But I'm sure most of you already know who the new guest is. Dan from Daft Previews. Probably seen him on Lander's show. Remember, I had Lander on last year a lot. He's a good guy. He does a live stream about, I think, an hour and a half after mine. I think this is at 5:30. So, Dan, welcome. He does daily YouTube content, too.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited. I'm nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. We take it really seriously. First up, Washington, Philadelphia. Man, what an ugly game. What an ugly city.
DC, I agree.
The crazy part is I expected to love the Wizards at the number. Do we have any injury updates on who's going to be playing for Washington? Let's pull it up. Because my stance yesterday,
whoever's available.
Yeah, whoever they decide to parade out there. Okay, yeah, none of these guys are playing. So my original stance on this game was I'd take the Wizards plus 3.5 if I knew that I was going to get somewhat of a Wizards roster out there. And there's no Brogdon. There was a chance Brogdon. I think Brogdon might have a chance of coming back tomorrow against the Pacers. There's no Brogdon. There's no Keyshawn George. There's no Middleton. There's no Smart. I'm not laying 3.5 with such a disgusting city. So you can put Wizards up for me, but I can assure you that not a dollar of mine will go on this bet. Daft, want to go second? I know it's a great game to bat lead off on.
Oh, absolutely. I've got two in this one. One's an absolute wagon, which requires zero research whatsoever. And the other, I'm probably going to piss a couple of people off, and I'm down for that. The first one, I'm rolling with Justin Edwards over 16.5 points. I've played this 2 games in a row. He's playing starter minutes. He's over in all 5. His floor is fantastic. He's taking 14 shots in every single game. The reasons why I bet at the last 2 games still exist. He's going to play the most minutes on the 76ers team. Grimes opens up 3-point opportunities for him. We've got a 3-point spread, which I don't trust whatsoever. And this matchup is soft as butter. Give it to me. Justin Edwards over 16.5 points. And the second one, I'm rolling with the big baguette. Alex I'm taking him for over 1.5 3-pointers made.
Did you just call him the big baguette?
Apparently he calls himself that in the bedroom, but I haven't been there. I watched a little bit of Alex because he played over here in Australia in the NBL. He's got some talent whatsoever, but I think he's a fake French Porzingis, really. But what that means is he's going to take a lot of volume from deep. Now, he's 1 from 11 in his last 2 games, but in his 5 games prior to that, he was 18 from 38. He's seeing the volume. He's got a great matchup for it. The 76ers suck, but so do the Wizards. I think he'll get the opportunities. What I'm basically betting here is volume. He'll take 5 to 6 attempts. If he takes that many, I'm willing to live and die by it.
So we got Edwards over 17.5 points. Looks like a plus 100 is on the graphic. And we got the big paquette as well. Now, if you guys need to go take a piss break, now would be the time. Modai's going to talk some first quarter shit.
I might have to start using Big Baguette in the Dong report because that just goes hand in hand. I took Justin Edwards over 4.5 first quarter points. Doff made a lot of the points that I was going to make. Just apply that to the first quarter specifically. His last 3 games, he scored 8, and 11 points in the first quarter. He's played 9, and 11 minutes in the first quarter as well. The scary thing here is just his minutes are like completely unreliable. Like he could play 5 minutes, he could play 11. Nick Nurse doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know what he's doing with his rotations, but he's been really good recently and his minutes have been up. So I'm cool with asking him to basically make 2 buckets and one of them being a 3-pointer. It was plus 100 even money when I locked it in, and now it's at minus 115 at Hard Rock or minus 125 at FanDuel, and I'll still take it at both those numbers. Obviously minus 115 if you can get that better price, but I'll still take it at minus 125. And yeah, I mean, the matchup, as Doff said, soft as butter. Wizards defense is terrible. He's putting up a ton of shots. So give me 5 points in the first quarter.
The first quarter king strikes again. What about Chris?
I got a first quarter bet too, Kyle, so don't kill me too much.
Dude, you're supposed to be the one that holds. You're supposed to be the one that holds strong and doesn't give in to this bullshit. I'm ready.
I'm just making sure. Skip. Let's go to the next game.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he was gonna do that. I swear, I don't feel like he was about to pull that. When he asked if I was ready, I was like, oh, he's about to pass. He's about to pull that. We had
Yeah, I forgot to set all of them for 4. That's my bad.
Cool. No worries. Clippers Knicks. Now here's the bad news for today. Both of my bets are nuked. The line is gone. I have a pretty decent bet on Clippers +1 here. It's minus 4.5 now. I had it at -4, so I wouldn't bet it anymore. It's kind of like defeats the purpose. Should I explain why I like the Clippers at +1 when I'm telling you I wouldn't bet it at the current number? Quick summary. Number 1, you got the Knicks on a back-to-back. You don't need me to tell you about that. We've been talking about it all year. One of the worst teams in the NBA on a back-to-back. And on top of that, the current Knicks team, the way they're playing, centered around the defense, right, with no Jalen Brunson. They've become a strong defense. The offense has fallen off a cliff. A lot of times you'll see the defense fall off in these back-to-backs. So I certainly don't like trusting the Knicks on a back-to-back. I certainly don't like trusting a defensive Knicks team on a back-to-back. Is there any update on Harden here? He's still questionable. I said that I was down with the Clippers +1, whether Harden played or not. So maybe if Harden's ruled out, the number will come back down and you get it closer to where I got it. You can put the Clippers up because that's my pick for the game. As you know, the Knicks have been struggling with bad teams all year. With good teams. I'm sorry. The Knicks have been struggling with good teams all year. The Clippers are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. They're actually top 5 offensive and defensive team in the last 10 games, and they've done it against a top 10 strength of schedule as well. So, I mean, the Clippers are playing right now. Just everything points towards the Clips there. As soon as I saw DraftKings open this up at +1, I was like, was no hesitation. I didn't even finish looking through everything, and I was like, oh my God, no, that's going to close us a favorite without a doubt. So I like the bet, don't like the current number. Hopefully you got in at the +1 with me last night. Knicks probably will lose this game, unfortunately. Matt, who's going to go off in the first quarter?
I don't have anything in this one. It was a great setup for me. Unfortunately, I passed on this game.
No second quarter or third quarter?
Maybe no quarters.
No quarters. Chris?
Yeah, just copy and paste everything you said, Kyle. I got in at money line -125.
So you didn't get the +1.
I didn't get the +1. But remember, we talked about this. We talked about this yesterday. I said your Knicks are gonna lose tomorrow against the Clippers when we were doing the show yesterday. I just didn't get the +1. So you beat me to that, but I took money line. You need them to win. I need them to win.
Yep. Daft?
I got nothing on this one. James Harden being game time decision was a stay away from me. So
yeah. I mean, the Clippers offense on the road, where the Clippers have been worse. You take Harden out. I'm not going to try to make cases for the Clippers offense. I'm not saying Harden being out doesn't mean anything. I just don't trust the Knicks offense or the Knicks anything on a back-to-back. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
Cal, real quick before we move on to the next one. The buyback on the Clippers. I mean, on the Knicks at like a +6, 6.5. I see a +5 out there.
6? If Harden, no. I It would need to be higher than that if Harden's playing. If you're giving me a Knicks +6 without Harden, maybe, but nah.
You're not gonna get that lucky.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there isn't even a scenario where I would do that because it would be an unrealistic number. Toronto, Brooklyn. Is that what's next? Toronto, Brooklyn. What do I got for this game? I said Nets -1.5 or pass last night. There are some things here that you like for Toronto. Number one, you like that Brooklyn can't protect the paint. I've been saying it all year. Brooklyn's interior defense has been terrible. And if you remember, we won a few bets on the Nets, betting them against three-point shooting teams, against teams that don't take advantage of their bad interior defense. That is not the Raptors. In fact, no team attacks the paint more frequently than the Raptors this year. They're literally first. Now, the efficiency numbers look terrible, though. They're not really converting those. They're driving into the paint and not converting them into made field goals. So I think Nets are pass. What really swayed me over to the Nets side, well, a couple things. Let me check an injury report. No Sharp, no Cam Johnson. All right, well, there's two things that really swayed me over to the Nets side. Number one, insane strength of schedule discrepancy here. The Raptors are 30th in the last 10 games, and the Nets are 5th. So we're looking at the last 10 games, and you're like, all right, the Raptors have been slightly better than the Nets. They played the easiest schedule in the NBA, and the Nets have played a top 5 strength of schedule. So I think the numbers even out a bit there. And on top of that, the Raptors have been allowing a lot of three-point looks recently. Teams have been getting shots off. Now, the Nets take a ton of threes. Are they going to hit them? It's a separate question, but they're going to get looks. So the Nets are going to get looks from outside. And if the Nets have, in my opinion, an average three-point shooting night, they probably win this game. So this isn't my other bet. I have 2 bets. It's the Clippers, and we'll get to it. But this is probably, if I was to place 2 extra bets, this would be my 4th favorite, is Nets -1.5. I guess it's at 2.5 now. Daft, anything for this one?
I never thought I'd be saying this, but I'm betting on Ochai Agbaji today. I'm taking his points and rebounds. It's just moved to 14.5. I think it might be plus money, and I'd still play it there. My thought process here is I've avoided Raptors ever since they refused to play their starters in the 4th in a close game. I kind of stayed away up until today, so we're breaking free from that. Taking the points and rebounds. Firstly, on the rebound side of things, rebounding very well. Should get close to 30 minutes in this game. I think his minutes feel safe. In terms of points, I guess you said it yourself, that weakness in the paint. He thrives in transition. And then they're also vulnerable to spot-up shooters. Like, they'll limit a lot of lead guards. They'll put a lot of pressure on the ball to limit outside shots, but they'll also give it up. They'll basically say, if you can't shoot, we'll let you try. And that's where Agbaji steps in. Over the last 2 games, he's played 30 minutes. He's actually shot awfully in both of those games. So, Moto, I think you'd love this. I hear positive regression out of you more than anybody else in the world. And I think we're due to see some positive regression. He shoots 50% from the field on the season. He's given us like 25% in the last 2. So, nice bounce back spot from a man, Ochai.
Agbaji, 14.5 points and rebounds. Matt, what about the first quarter?
I don't have an official play in this one. The lean that I have also isn't a first quarter play, but it's Keon Johnson on the points over 13.5 plus 104. He's hit this number. With the Nets, you never know who's going to play, but there's been 8 games without both of the Cams, without Cam Thomas, without Cam Johnson, with D'Lo. He's hit this over in only 4 of the 8 games. 2 of them, he scored exactly 13 points. So he was right there and right on cue, due for some positive regression. Last game, put up 12 shots, only made 2 of them. He was 1 of 6 from deep. But I love the fact that in these 8 games, again, with D'Lo, without the Cams, he's averaging 13.5 shots per game. If I'm betting on his 13.5 points, I like the fact that he's shooting basically 1 point per shot attempt. Soft matchup against the Raptors, who are sitting a bunch of guys. The price plus 104 at FanDuel is also decent. You're getting plus money for over 13.5. So that's where I would go in this one.
Positive regression. He said it. Chris, do you have anything in this one?
Nah, I don't, Cal. This is a stinky game, man. I don't know which team wants to win. So I would love to take Brooklyn, like you said, Cal. Like you said, strength of schedule wise, they played a lot better. Toronto probably going to end up resting their guys. Brooklyn has been covering the number like crazy. I think they're 8-2 against the number last 10, but I stayed away from it. I don't want to play games like this. And I think last thing I'll mention, it's a much better situational spot here for Brooklyn. Second game at home. Toronto's been traveling all over the place. Last 6 games, they've had a 4-game road trip, went home for 1 game, then to Washington. I would be looking towards Brooklyn. I don't like Brooklyn as a favorite, though. That's kind of gross, especially with no Cam Johnson.
All right, let's move on to the next one. And this is my second bet. Another one, unfortunately, where the number just got nuked. I got the over at 232.5 last night. It's now at 236.5. Honestly, I have it at 238. So I'm not opposed to even still putting a couple of dollars on it at the current. Obviously, I like my 232.5 a lot better. I know you could give some pushback on this over based on the Pacers defense recently. They've been playing excellent defense. They're actually a top 10 defense in the last 10 games, top 5 defense in the last 5 games. So I do want to give Indiana their flowers. They're playing some solid defense, but I'm not going to say I'm calling bullshit on it. It's partly I'm calling a little bit of bullshit and they're due for regression, and partly when LeBron and Luka are on the court, I think they could score on good defenses. So a combination of both. So I think that the Lakers' defensive numbers are a little bit out of whack. I think that's probably why we got that opening line of 232.5 is their recent defensive numbers. And I don't think they should really be influencing the market like that. So that's number one. But number two, the Lakers have stuck to a pretty strict pattern here. When the Lakers play a fast-paced team, it goes over. When they play a slow-paced team, it goes under. Here we are. The Pacers have been running like crazy. They're the fastest team in the NBA in the last 5 games. So, the Pacers are going to score at home. This game's on ESPN. They're not looking ahead to the Wizards tomorrow. In fact, I think it might be a sneaky spot to take the Wizards. I was just looking at that game. I have that one at like 6.5, 7. So give me like a 10 and I'm in. Chris?
It's 10.5, God. Don't do it.
It's not open yet.
It's 10.5 on Bet Online.
It's Fanatics has 10.5. Oh, I'm taking that. As soon as it opens on a book I can't bet on Fanatics, but as soon as I'm taking Wizards plus 10.5, Chris, and I will tell you why tomorrow. You'll have to tune in. But yeah, I like the over here. And like I said, at the current number, I guess I would still put a small bet on it. Give me the over. Chris?
As much as I want to rebuttal you and take the under here, Kyle, I think I'm gonna stay off the total in this one. I like it. I do like the under though. So we disagree. I think the Pacers defense, Kyle, you just mentioned this. You just cashed a Pacers bet, and it was because of what? They were playing against a team that relies on the 3-point shot. Lakers not playing with too much pace. Pacers actually playing some really good defense. I think some of those unders in their recent games because Tyrese Halliburton was out of the lineup for like 4 or 5 games. So of course your defense is going to play a little bit better because you're going to be playing at a little bit slower pace. So I guess that's pushback in my own right. What I want to play here is I actually want to play the Pacers. I don't bet Laker games often. That is my team, of course. But there's a lot outside of the No, because I just don't like betting on Laker games. They do the opposite of what I need them to do, kind of like the Bulls. And shout out to you, like the Heat do too. So I'm on a Heat diet too.
I tried telling you that city
you
was
did
up.
Try telling me, man.
I didn't even bet it though.
I'm not expecting them to shoot 70% from the 3-point line again, but neither here nor there. Lakers have looked terrible recently. 0-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 3. I wouldn't call it a look ahead game because it is an ESPN game tonight versus the Pacers, but they got the Bulls tomorrow. They just lost by 30 to the Bulls just last week. So that's potential look ahead spot with Luka on the floor. You mentioned this, Kyle. They just shoot a bunch of threes. The Pacers defense is predicated on being able to take away that 3-point shot. I do think the Lakers are vulnerable at the rim, which is where the Pacers want to get to score their points as well. And the Lakers transition defense has been kind of piss poor as of late. So I do like the under. I think the Pacers defense will be able to slow down the Lakers offense. Could be a little bit of a fatigue spot with LeBron only having a couple games under his belt. Luka, same thing. And I'd be looking towards the Pacers plus the 1.5. I don't think that they're the right. I don't think the Lakers are the right side in the game.
As far as a side, I had the game 119.5, 118.5 Pacers. So I had Indiana -1. So I guess I would lean towards the Pacers plus 1.5, but not. Give me my over. Daft, what do you think about this one?
I can't wait. I'm a Laker hater. That's not true. I love the Lakers.
Bless. God bless.
I just don't like LeBron James. And I'm saying that on your show, so everyone can shit on me for it. But I've got a first quarter prop in mind, but Moto, I'll let you handle that one. The other 2 picks, I'm leaning towards the Pacers here, and it might be my blind hatred, but let's talk about it. First one was I took Tyrese Halliburton to get a double-double. Odds have come down for that, and that's a very popular pick. And I'm not going to lie, that's a hit rate play. He's hit this in 11 straight games. It's a wagon. I'm just going to keep betting it. So no further explanation needed. The second one, probably not a real popular pick. And I'm taking Aaron Naismith to score some points today. I took it at 11.5 points. I think that's moved to 12.5 now. But he's just the type of player that the Lakers have been giving up a ton of points to. It's your spot-up shooters, your 3-and-D guys. They sit in the corner, that scoring transition. He's pretty much the 5th scoring option out of the Pacers core group. but he's also guaranteed to get some court time because of his ability to play defense. And recently, the Lakers sucking ass and giving up points to these types of guys. We saw Anthony Black, 17 points, 3 from 5 from deep. He can't shoot. They had Buzelis drop 31 points, 5 from 10. Gary Trent had 23 points. He was 6 from 10 from deep. And Aaron Gordon had 26 points, and he made 5 3-pointers. Like, none of these guys outside of Gary Trent can really put it up. And that's all happened in the last 4 games while the Lakers have been sliding. So I'm happy to take Naismith on the weak side. I called him a weak side king in my presentation, but he's not the greatest 3-point shooter, but I think he's going to see volume today.
You hang out with Modai too much with these nicknames, man. Modai. Modai's like, oh, this pick is my first quarter nasty boy king. So and like that sounds like I was exaggerating. He says shit like that. All right, Modai, what's your pick? Watch, listen.
Nasty boy king here. This one, Luka Doncic, first quarter king. It's Luka. I mean, his first quarter point prop is just insane. It was 8.5 at -105. You can still get that at Hard Rock. You can also get 8.5 at -130 at ESPN Bet. Which those two I would take, because if you're taking 9.5, it's -120, the best offer price. Like the line difference there is crazy. And he's been an absolute first quarter wagon. He's gone over this number in 12 of his last 15 games. Even if you look at games specifically with LeBron in the lineup, he's gone over this in 8 of his last 10. Like, he missed it his first 3 games with the Lakers when he barely played. Like, his minutes were limited. He's kind of getting used to his role, and he's just been on fire since then. I also like the matchup against the Pacers. It's not as aggressive as it was last year, but the type of defense that doesn't really send help. So they'll kind of let themselves get cooked by guys one-on-one. We see a lot of guys like Anthony Edwards has a lot of success against them. And I get that, obviously, it was when Luka was on a different team. But earlier this year, he played the Pacers, put up 8 shots in the first quarter, scored 14 points. Last year against the Pacers, went over this number in both of them as well. Again, I get it on a different team, but he's still cooking in the first quarter. So as long as I'm getting a reasonable price on Luka in the first quarter, I'm going to take it. And 8.5 at -105 is reasonable.
First quarter king. Next game.
Everyone knows that.
Cal, I'm not going to lie. Like, the way Modai's capping games now with these first quarter props, I'm low-key probably about to be jealous. Because you think about the market that he attacks, he can go to sleep. He don't even need to watch the rest of the game. Like, he could go walk his dog or something. We got to wait, sweat out, cover.
But he sacrificed all of his dignity to do so.
What dignity? I mean, what are we talking about?
What dignity?
Hey, I started without dignity, so I'm with you, Moto. I've been betting first quarters lately too.
Let's go on to Bucks Nuggets. And this is the game I'm least interested in talking about, and that includes Wizards Sixers. I'm not even going to waste your time in case you're wondering why it's not very interesting. So now Jokic might play after I thought being ruled out. He's now questionable. Same goes for Michael Porter Jr. Same goes for Aaron Gordon. On the Bucks side, there's no Lillard, and that might be long-term because I believe he's a blood clot, so that could actually be serious. Giannis, obviously, is not playing as well. Bobby Portis, I think another week left on his suspension, and no Jericho Sims. So specifically, you got no Giannis, no Portis, no Sims. The Bucks front court, extremely limited. It's just Brook Lopez. And on the offensive side of the ball, he sits out on the three-point line anyway. They have no offensive rebounding presence whatsoever. They don't even have somebody on the floor that could spell offensive rebound. So it's just going to be a bunch of threes. I guess if you put a gun to my head, over. But like I said, I already spoke too much about this game. I don't care. Daft,
let me go next because I just agree with everything that you said. I can't take an under in the Nuggets game. They're 7-3 to the over. They don't play any defense. We just saw them in a couple games where the opponent's best player was missing, and all those games went over. They played the Lakers without LeBron. They played the Lakers without Luka, and that was the game that Austin Reeves went crazy. So it might be Kyle Kuzma that goes for like 30 and 15 or something. So yeah, I'm with you, Kyle. It'll just be over. 223 is a super low total for them, especially if everybody gets rolled in.
Daft?
Nothing for me at this point. I'm considering maybe a prime Kuzma game. Like, he's pretty much playing in Washington again. Like, there's nobody here. Like,
yeah, I mean, someone's got to take the shots. I'm expecting a lot of jump shooting. What about Modai? What's going on in the first quarter?
Yeah, Brook Lopez, over 3.5 first quarter points, -125 at Bet365. So I liked this one before we had any news on Giannis. Without Giannis, it doesn't really make me like it any more or less. The odds are a little bit worse. I think it was when I locked it in, it was -115. I think right now it's -125. That is accurate. I would still take it at -125. They're the only book that has that. You could flip is giving that to you at -140, or you could take FanDuel for over 4.5 at +115. I really like the matchup for Brook, and he's only played 4 games this year without Dame and Giannis, and he's gone over in 3 of 4 games. Obviously, you don't want to take too much out of a 4-game sample. I just like the fact that his volume's been good. Granted, like one game he only took 2 shots, but he got to the line, so like that counts as getting fouled. Another game took 3 shots, got fouled. 4 shots, got fouled. And the matchup against the Nuggets is phenomenal. They've been getting crushed by big men. 9 of 13 guys with Brook Lopez's scoring profile have hit the over. That includes Brook Lopez. When all these guys were healthy, scored 22 points against them. 10 of those came in the first quarter. And again, both Giannis and Dame played in that game. But the Nuggets give up the 2nd most points per game to spot-up shooters. That's where the majority of Brook Lopez's points come from. They give up the 7th most points per game to pick-and-roll man. That's where the 2nd majority, I don't even think that's a word, but that's where the 2nd in terms of play types where his points come from. So I don't hate his full game either. Obviously, as a first quarter king, I have to go there. But yeah, Brook Lopez tonight.
Let's move on to the next game. That's spreading, Modai. Did you see that in the comments yesterday?
What, first quarter king? Oh,
no. I said our stream cut out, and I said, guys, the stream cut out. I took the over in Oklahoma City, and 3 people commented.
Yeah,
that shit's spreading.
I have seen that.
All right, so Boston, Phoenix. I know a bunch of people are going to tell me not to take the Suns. I just want to say that I don't think you guys understand the Suns like I do. It's not a bad matchup for the Suns here. This is an offense that's totally reliant on jump shooting, right? Boston, elite interior defense. You can't score in the paint on the Celtics. Good news. Phoenix has no interest in scoring in the paint. This team lives and dies via the jump shot. This is a good matchup for the Suns offense. And by the way, Boston's defense hasn't been all that great. They've actually been pretty bad against jump shooters. I know there's a chance that Jason Tatum might play. I think the Suns can score on Boston. Now, can the Suns make stops against the Celtics offense? They've been playing better defense as of late. It is the Celtics. I don't know. Chris, what do you think?
I agree with everything that you said, Kyle. I was looking at the defense specifically, and it doesn't look. I know the Suns are playing a little bit defense. I just think Boston gonna be able to score. Like I think this is gonna be the test for Phoenix defense for real. Like they've been winning games. They've been covering spreads. They've been at home. They've been against good teams. All that good stuff. I like over, Kyle. I know you're gonna give me the rebuttal.
Okay, no. Actually, you could put over up for me too. Probably.
Okay.
Because that's what I was looking at. But aren't you a little worried?
So the pace, right? That's what we're talking about.
And
we're talking
also, it looks like all the sharp action's coming in on the under. It's been bought. Oh, the 220s are gone. It looks like it got bought back up.
See, that was when I did my short. I said 220 is what I like over because then it went down to 220 on DraftKings. And you look at the screw the pace. You look at the offensive efficiency. Both of these teams top 5. I think they're both going to be able to score. You just mentioned Boston don't want to get downhill. All they want to do is shoot jump shots. Boston's defense has not been great. They're actually bottom 10 in 3-point percentage allowed and 3-point accuracy in their last 5 games. I think Phoenix being at home, what is this, like 5th straight home game in a row? I think Boston could be a little fatigued here. Tatum got upgraded. That's more points in my opinion as well. So yeah, I think over. I didn't bet it, but yeah, it's over. What is the total right now?
Chris is right. It got bet all the way down to 219.5 earlier this afternoon. So the number got bought all the way down. It looks like it's getting bought back up. Should we go over? Are you taking this?
I don't know. You want to take it?
These are 2 of the slowest paced teams in the league, dude.
I know, but Cal, the efficiency number. Why do Boston games ever go over? They always run slow.
I don't know. Let's find out what's happening in the first quarter.
That could segue to over here, Cal. You're right.
I took Jaylen Brown over 5.5 first quarter points. Now, a lot of that was based on Jason Tatum not playing. He was doubtful this morning when I locked this in. He's now, obviously, you guys mentioned, been upgraded to questionable. The odds have actually moved the other way. Like I got it at plus 100. It's now minus 115. So the books are pricing it like Tatum is going to miss, or they're just not scared off of Tatum being in. Like the odds are still moving the other way, which is kind of interesting. In the games that Tatum has missed, Jaylen Brown's played all 12 minutes in the first quarter in all. Granted, it's been 5 games, but all 5 of them, he's played all 12 minutes in the first quarter, which is more in line with what Brown did last year. They flipped up their rotation a little bit. Now Tatum plays more in the first than he did last year, but So I don't really know what's going to happen with Tatum. Obviously, that was a huge part of it. But the matchup part is another reason why I really liked it. The Suns just get crushed by guys with the ball in their hands, which obviously would be Tatum as well. But in terms of guys similar to Jaylen Brown, 10 of 13 have hit their point prop over against the Suns. They stink in transition, 4th most points per game. They stink guarding pick and roll ball handlers, 5th most points per game, 7th most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers. And they foul at a decent rate too. They're below average in terms of fouls. That's how Jaylen Brown scores a lot of his points. So I'd like this a lot better if Jason Tatum was out. And the matchup was still really good. So you could, if you at this point you could wait if you don't want to get screwed over if Tatum ends up getting ruled in. But like I said, the odds aren't really taking that into account. But either way, this was the play that I'm on, Jaylen Brown.
I'm placing a bet right now. Prop Beaver, clear my board. Put up Suns team total over 107.5. Just bet it. Putting in the Discord now. Daft, what do you think?
Nothing from the first quarter for me, but I'm rolling. I agree with what you guys are all saying. If I'm being honest with you, like this is dangerous for me. Like I almost put 5 extra bets down. I wasn't planning on betting anything else, but I'm taking Devin Booker over 25.5 points. I think it's minus 105. And a lot of it ties into what you guys have said. I think this is going to go over. I think there's a lot of points. There's a lot of efficiency coming. Boston, elite defense on the surface, but their scheme gives up a lot of points to high usage players. They trust their defense to play one-on-one. They don't help much. So there's a lot of isolation and pick and roll opportunities here for Devin Booker. He thrives in the pick and roll and the ISO. Boston ranks 2nd worst in points per possession allowed to pick and roll ball handlers. The Celtics also allow the 4th most pull-up field goal attempts. Booker ranks 6th in the league in pull-up attempts. And I've also dived a little bit deeper. It's like guards with a 26% usage rate or higher when they play more than 30 minutes against Boston. 5 of the last 6 have hit 25-plus points. And also without Bradley Beal in the lineup, he's got a 30% usage rate, averaging almost 29 points per 38 minutes. I think this game stays tight. And I think, to what Chris said, it's going to be efficient as hell. I think Adam Silver's going to love this game.
Suns team total over. I did bet it. All right.
I like it, Cal. I like that a lot.
Let's clear the board. Daft, where can they find your stuff?
You can find me on YouTube. I've got 2 YouTube accounts because apparently talking about gambling too much is prohibited. But my new one is I Am Daft Previews. You can find me there. I drop bangers and awful picks every single day.
Bangers and awful picks. Both.
Oh, yeah. I give you a bit of each.
You get
Yeah, I mean, we have that here too. You have me and then also Modai on the show. So
bangers, and then Kyle gives you the awful pick.
Modai, it's Modai's time of year, by the way. Modai is known as the home run guy. So where can they find your home run show, Matt?
I wouldn't say that I'm known as the
kind of
home run
brand.
guy.
That's
I'd say I'm known as the
my people.
Well, no. I'm known as the dong guy. Let me be clear. It's not the home run guy. It's the dong guy. I will have the dong report for tomorrow's opening day. I probably won't have it every single day for the first month of the season, but I will have one for tomorrow. At Jedi Modai Sports Network.
And everyone knows.
If you found
them compelling, which I'm sure most of you did not. Chris, I'm sure most of them know where to find your stuff, but where can they find your morning show?
Yeah, at Crispy Cap'n, 2 P's, 2 N's over on YouTube. Wake that ass up with the Crispy Cap'n show, man. I'll see you tomorrow, Kyle. Best of luck tonight, fellas.
Hey, that's awesome.
Talk to everyone later.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. Should I give that with the underdog?
Oh yeah. Let's get the underdog up.
Yeah, so the underdog, basically stealing it from our 2 guests here. Justin Edwards, they both liked, and then Luka I saw somebody begging in the comments, I don't know if it was sarcastically or not, for a first 5 minutes bet. Listen, this Modai guy thinks he's got the market cornered with the first quarter. Fuck that. Let's really get into it. First 5 minutes. Let's get the juices flowing. Luka Doncic, are you gonna get us going or not? Luka Doncic higher than 3.5 points in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those are our 2 picks here. And then the underdog promo of the day. Very excited to say this.
Wow.
Free pick, Bobby Witt Jr. over half plate appearances. So we just need Bobby Witt Jr. to get up to bat tomorrow, and that is a free square. So if you want to add that to the current thing, if you want to make your own entry as a new customer, you could do so tomorrow for the first day of MLB baseball in the U.S., of course. So very excited for that. Cannot emphasize that enough. If you're not an underdog customer and would like to become one, you can in one of these lovely yellow states. Just got to use the promo code BET, B-E-T, and you can get a deposit match up to $1,000. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, and tonight, midnight, we got a cool one. Obviously, it's me, Toast, and Trevor, same as always. We're going through the 4 Thursday Sweet 16 games, and then we're going to be giving out MLB picks tonight for the first time this year at midnight. So, yeah, if you want to come check out the midnight show, we will be live. See you all in about 7.5 hours.